What are we waiting for?
Gonna hide from this.
Who sent you?
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, it's your homie, Futuristic Mike, and I'm back with another Queen of the South video if you're new. Make sure y'all leave your theories, comments, everything down below in the comment section. If you're a fan of Queen of the South, if you love Queen of the South, hit the like on this video. If you're new to my channel and this is the first time you're finding me, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you can always see when I'm dropping some content so you never miss any Queen of the South news. Now, this is going to be the recap for Queen of the South Season 4, Episode 7. The last episode was crazy, man, and so was this one. Like I said before, the episodes just keep getting better and better. I'm not gonna hold y'all up. Let's just get right into this recap. Now, Tony was in a dark place right now. He overheard Pote admitting that he killed Tony's father, and that only made Tony resent the position Teresa put him in. You know, he hated Pote for this. Teresa was the one that kept leaving Tony with strangers, even as she promises that they were in it together, but Tony tried to bring it up to Teresa. Teresa didn't hear everything, only she heard enough. She knew Tony was unhappy and she wanted to do something for him. Teresa wanted to do something for Tony after she came back from Nashville. Now, the Nashville trip was more important to Teresa because she was meeting her boyfriend's friends, and so she ignored the situation at home, even as it remained unsettled. And to be honest, you guys, I didn't really talk about her boyfriend in any of the previous episodes. I've done 6 recaps so far of Queen of the South Season 4, and I didn't really talk about Eddie a lot. You know, I just don't really like this dude on this show, to be honest. You know, I don't like him as a love interest for Teresa. I liked Wero in the first couple seasons for Teresa. You know, Wero came back. He was supposed to be dead in Season 1, but he came back in Season 2, and then he was in Season 3. And I liked him for Teresa, and I also liked Teresa with James in Season 3. But I do not like this Eddie dude. So that's the main reason why I haven't talked about him, but I'm gonna have to talk about him in this episode because she's going on a trip with dude, so, you know, I gotta talk about him. Now, on this trip, Teresa didn't take her people with her. She wanted the trip to be genuine, and so she hadn't wanted to bring bodyguards with her. Teresa gave both Pote and Javier the day off. They were free to do whatever they wanted, and they made some poor decisions with their newfound freedom. Javier realized the man he killed was Judge Lafayette's nephew, and so he was focused on covering up his tracks. If you guys remember in like episode 3, when he was in the bathroom with Boaz and he killed the judge's nephew, well, he made a serious mistake because the judge, you know, he wants revenge. Pote, meanwhile, was focusing all his energy on Tony. Pote knew they couldn't wait to deal with Tony because they had to deal with him now. Pote didn't know how to deal with a troubled kid, and so he fell back on something he thought they both might like. Pote took Tony shooting with the hunting rifle, and this was kind of a bad idea. You know, Tony didn't do anything to Pote, but I thought he was going to at this part. Pote taking Tony to go do this gave Tony one of the things he wanted. He wanted to train with a gun because he thought he could be useful to Teresa that way, and also she wouldn't abandon him again if he was one of her men, but going with Pote wasn't a good idea. Pote tried to treat Tony as a son, and Tony pushed him away. Tony admitted he only had Teresa and that's it. He said his parents were dead, and if he couldn't have his own parents, then he doesn't want a substitute. So he's basically telling Pote, like, I don't want you. Tony, after all, came from a loving home. Brenda really loved Tony. If you guys remember in Season 1, she did anything to take care of Tony, and his parents loved him more than anything. You know, his father wasn't a good guy, but he still managed to keep that away from his family for a long time until it finally caught up to them. Tony's father eventually failed in life, but that didn't stop Tony from memorializing him. You know, he wanted to remember his father, and now he knows Pote did it, so he's very upset. What Tony needed now that everyone else was gone was Teresa. Teresa didn't seem to comprehend that tiny bit of untimely truth because she was off making her own mistakes, and the first was leaving her men behind. She definitely should have brought her men with her. You know, she should have known that she was too important to leave unprotected. Teresa was followed from New Orleans by a familiar Sicario. He was the same guy that went after Tony, and his whole objective was to take Teresa down any way he could. The Sicario was hired by a man that's dead now. This man couldn't receive any more orders, but somehow he still didn't let that come between him and his objective. This Sicario was going to keep hunting Teresa down until he kills her. Now this man followed her to the hotel. He then cut the power and was slowly making his way towards her when she armed herself. Teresa suspected something was up the second the lights went off. She spotted a tray in the hallway and grabbed a knife from it because she thought the attack was coming right then. But no attack came right at that moment. The guy coming after Teresa wanted to toy with her first. You would think he would just handle it and would want her dead right away, but his patience, even as he pursued Teresa, was odd. No one else would have done that. You know, Pote was actually taking Tony hunting because he wanted to show the young man to take the kill when the opportunity presents itself. In this type of life they're living, you know, you're not supposed to hesitate when it comes to a kill. So that's why Pote is taking Tony out to teach him how to shoot. Now Javier, for one, didn't hesitate when he found the car at the junkyard. He left this body in the trunk of the car and he had been pretty desperate to get it back. Javier bribed his way into retrieving it, and that's when he learned the battery was dead. That was when he needed the man that ran the place to give him a boost. So Javier spent so much time at the junkyard that the manager saw the news. You know, as soon as he saw the news, he knew what was up. The news was reporting Javier's car as a suspicious car because it was near the scene of the missing man when he disappeared. And so it didn't take the junkyard manager too long to put two and two together. He knew that Javier was up to something, and unfortunately Javier killed him before he could do anything about it. Now I was kind of disappointed about this because this seemed like a good man. He didn't really deserve to get killed, but you know, it is what it is. Javier had to do what he had to do to cover up his tracks. Javier tried to cover up the situation, and all he did was create more problems. His girlfriend Amelia had came back to the junkyard because she wanted to mention something to Javier, but then she witnessed him killing someone, and that wasn't gonna be the last time. Javier tried driving the car away and he was stopped by the police. He killed those officers as well. Javier is just on a killing spree in this episode. So Javier was creating a body count, and he was doing so in front of the love of his life, Amelia. Javier was going off the rails and there was no one that could stop him. Now Pote was still off in the woods with Tony, and Teresa finally figured out the Sicario's game. The hitman had gone to Eddie's concert looking for Teresa, and she had to battle him backstage. Teresa coming out on top was by pure chance, and she used what little the Sicario had left to question him. The hitman said to Teresa that whoever gave him the order for the hit said to make it slow. It's why he's been following her and making her question everything. The Sicario was sent to play mind games, and so that at least explained the hesitation. Teresa also tried asking about this guy that sent him pretty much because she suspected it was Cortez, but she never did get an answer because the hitman died, and Teresa suddenly had to come up with a plausible story to explain her bruises to Eddie. She later told Eddie that she slipped on a bath mat. She also claimed that she was too embarrassed to go see Eddie's concert, and that had been important to Eddie, so he was pretty disappointed. His bandmates were his family. He wanted Teresa to understand what it meant to him to play with them again, and she missed out on that. The trip back to New Orleans was an awkward one. You know, Eddie thought that they could recover whatever ground they lost in Nashville, and Teresa felt they should break up. This dude doesn't know anything about Teresa's business, so that's why she wanted to break up with him. She felt like it was best. She doesn't want to put him in any danger. She just thought her life was too chaotic right now for a relationship. She broke up with him because she needed to handle her business, and so once again she loses a good man. The reason why I say this is because he was actually really good to her. I just didn't like those two together personally, but he was a good man. Now Teresa came back home to her business and her men. Now Pote figures out that Tony was angry enough with him to kill him, but Tony had the chance and he couldn't go through with it. Tony actually does love Pote, but he's so disappointed with what he found out about what Pote did, and you know, he's as close to family as he's got. So Pote walked away from the situation unharmed and with a new insight into what's going on with Tony. Now Javier, on the other hand, left behind a key piece of evidence when he killed those officers, and so now the police were looking for Amelia because they found her earring. And this was pretty much everything that happened in the episode. Overall, it was a solid episode. I thought this episode was very action-packed. You know, that guy chasing Teresa, Javier doing his killings and everything like that. It was a real action-packed episode, and I really liked this episode. I think this one was even better than the last one. Keep supporting your boy. I'll be continuing to bring y'all more Queen of the South content in the future. If you guys want to donate to the channel to help support the channel, I got links in the description to do so. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you can never miss a video. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. It's your boy Futuristic Mike, and I'll talk to you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.